Hi guys, Jess here with Cardinal Signs. I hope that you're doing well. So we're going to take a look at what's coming in here for you for the upcoming week. Today I'm going to use both the crystal and tarot, just shake it up a little bit here. So I'm going to be looking at earth, air, fire, and water signs. Timestamps are in the description box, so you can click on your timestamp and that will bring you to the portion of the video for your sign. Okay, so I'm starting with earth. So Earth has the 10 of Swords, rebirth, and Yang, which is the masculine energy. So rebirth and Yang. So there's a lot of fire actually coming through here for earth signs, a lot of fire energy. This is primarily destructive energy. So this is energy that's coming in here to break down systems that are currently in existence in your life in order to create a blank slate so that new things can grow in their place. So this can be challenging energy to work through, definitely. It can be sometimes painful, kind of like growing pains, the need to let go of certain things in order to allow new things to flow through. I am seeing you, earth signs, being not totally in control, but having some sort of hand in this. It's like co-creating like a new reality for yourself. So there is a degree of power and control that you have over the rebirthing process that's taking place for you this week. Now is a good time to become very clear about what it is that you want to see in your life, rather than just allowing things to sweep you along and going for the ride. It's important to take into your hands what it is that you can. Anything that you can control or manipulate in the way that you want it to go, you should take that kind of opportunity. So I'm going to look into the crystal now and see anything else that's coming up for you for the upcoming week. So for earth signs, what do earth signs need to know? I'm seeing things moving very slowly, actually. So this is indicating that this process is not going to be done in just 1 week. So you may feel that it's beginning this week, but because I'm getting this very slow energy, this can be drawn out over many weeks, that you may be feeling this sort of growing pains type of energy, which isn't always a bad thing. It can allow you time to adjust. So rather than everything happening all at once, which can be very overwhelming. What else for earth signs? So there's something that's coming, and when it comes, it's going to be like a brick in your lap is what I'm getting. There's no stopping it. Once it's in your life, it's in your life. So again, I want you to be very clear about what it is that you want, because this is an excellent time to really shape your reality. I'm noticing here that we have this is a 10 and this is a 1. So we've got, they're reducing down to 1. This is new beginnings. This is new energy, new opportunities coming through. Okay, so breaking down what's old to allow what's new to come in. What else for earth signs? It's interesting. I'm getting the sense that you need to kind of look at things differently. It's like a new perspective, a new way of thinking, perhaps, about what's going on in your surroundings. You may be looking at what's happening and be pessimistic about it. You may not be happy with what's happening. And yet, if you look at it from the perspective of, this is happening in order to allow something better to come in, then it's not as bad. It's not so much that you're losing something, but rather that you're making room for something more. Okay? So a change in perspective will be helpful. Earth signs. They're saying go with the flow. Okay, so as the tides are changing, okay, there's the ebb and flow of life. I'm also getting this sense of kind of extremes going on at this time, this week in particular. So you may be feeling extreme. You may be feeling very into something 1 minute, and the next minute you want nothing to do with it. And it's okay. It's like go with the flow of that. It's all part of this creative process. You don't have to worry about having something really solid nailed down. You'll know when you find what's right for you. I'm getting the sense that you need to tidy up your space. That came in through with the previous message too. So again, this is kind of taking a look at what's old, what's no longer necessary in your life. Can you clear that stuff out? Can you make room for what's trying to come into your life? This is like a birthing process. That's what this card is called. It's called rebirth. And so there's a sense of preparing a place, preparing a space. And oftentimes this starts with our physical space, but it kind of reaches into our mental space as well when we physically clear space in our home and our work environment, wherever it is that you're spending a lot of time these days. That can allow you to bring that welcoming energy, which will allow that new thing that's trying to flow into your life to come in more easily. Okay. So final message for earth signs. They're saying don't let it get away. You may be feeling like you're having a hard time holding on to a particular opportunity that's coming into your life. For some of you, this could be someone in particular. But they're saying don't let it get away. So you may have to demonstrate that you are very interested in pursuing something. This can be putting yourself on the line, putting yourself out there, taking some kind of risk to demonstrate that you're all in, that you're willing to commit to whatever this is. I feel like that was kind of more of a standalone message. The other ones all seemed to be kind of revolving around this same particular theme of getting rid of the old to allow new to flow in. So I hope that these messages were helpful for you, earth signs. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful week. So air signs, you have the King of Cups, which is healing, paired with building blocks. Okay. So let's see what this is all about here. All right, I'm picking up on very mentally scattered energy. This is feeling like there's a lot of chaos going on in your mind. There's competing and conflicting thoughts. You may be feeling wishy-washy or uncertain about something and kind of going back to the same things over and over again, but these thoughts are worn out, like you've revisited them so many times and they're very old and they're clearly not working. Whatever this is, this thought pattern that you keep returning to, it's the same old, and so you need to break free from that thought pattern, okay? Create sort of like new neural pathways is what I'm hearing. That's interesting because the King of Cups, it does have a lot of imagery that indicates like neurocircuitry and synapses and that kind of thing in this card. This is a card of healing. And even though this talks about emotions, I feel like this is primarily how you're thinking this week is really going to be a focus. And it's healing patterns of thinking that are not serving you, and recognizing them and then letting them go. So I'm going to take a look at the crystal and see what else is coming through here. Any additional messages for air signs? I'm seeing the need for you to go it alone. So there's something going on, and it's like you have to kind of break free from the pack. I'm seeing you coming in here with wolf energy, kind of like a lone wolf, and needing to kind of scout out something on your own and just like be left to your own devices and be very independent this week. That's going to be really beneficial for you. For air signs. Okay. So again, I'm seeing you focusing on one thing, and it's just, it has your attention. It's like your attention keeps being brought back to that again and again and again. And it's like, it's glowing. Whatever this is, it has so much energy, and that's why you are entranced by it. It has a feeling of like Pandora's box. It's like, it's this thing, and you're trying to figure it out, and you want to know more, but you can't know more. It's like there's something that's unknowable. It's impenetrable. So the advice, at least for now, whatever this is for you, is to set it aside, put it on a shelf in your mind. It will always be there. You can always come back to it. But right now, it's not a good use of your time and your energy to wonder and worry about whatever this is. I'm seeing the need for you to fan a flame. So there is some sort of little spark. It could be a little creative spark, some sort of idea that you've been kind of harboring tenderly, not really doing much about it. But I'm seeing the need for you to feed this spark, whatever this is. It feels to me like it's an idea that could grow really big and beautiful for you. And you may have been distracted by what we were previously talking about. And so there's the need for you to do something this week that will allow you to grow this little idea, this little creative spark that I'm seeing, and help it grow a bit bigger so that it can be sustained. Because I feel that you're going to want to have this around in the future. This may not be something that you're necessarily going to work on right now, but it's something that you shouldn't let wither and die. Okay, so do something to nourish it, just to kind of keep it going, so that it's there for you when you want to come and revisit whatever this is. Hopefully that made sense to you. For air signs. Okay, so my guides are advising that you have a very sort of happy outlook on your work, whatever work is for you these days. So the daily things that keep you busy, perhaps you've been feeling kind of worn down and kind of like just begrudging what it is that you have to do. And they're showing me that it will be so beneficial for you if you can do anything to make this more pleasurable. I'm seeing like whistling and singing while you're working. That sounds a lot like me. But yeah, it's like whistle while you work. I'm hearing that song from Snow White going in my head. So anything that you can do to make your work more pleasant will be very beneficial for you. I'm seeing long range vision. A lot of probing and questioning going on here. You may be trying to see so far into the future, and you're trying to, have everything lined up, all your ducks in a row, trying to have it all figured out. And that's fine and dandy. but they're also saying that it's important to not get too focused on the long game, and that this week it is especially important to ground yourself in the present. Final message for air signs. Some of you may be feeling a bit scattered, but it's not necessarily in a bad way. I feel like it's more like you're spreading your energy to a lot of different people. For some of you, this is a very social week. So if you're naturally a very social person, then this probably won't affect you in any way. But if you identify with being more of an introvert, you may find yourself wanting to reach out and interact with more people, whether it's calling them on the phone, messaging them, or actually making a face-to-face date with them. And it's good. It's definitely good. I'm seeing it as being scattered. You may find yourself feeling exhausted by the end of all of this, but it's not like a depleted exhausted. It's like a very satisfied and fulfilled kind of an exhausted. So if there are any people that you feel that you haven't connected with very much lately, this is a really great week to reach out to those people and reconnect. So hopefully these messages were helpful for you, air signs. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful week and take care. Okay, fire signs. Let's see what's coming in here for you for the upcoming week. So you have the Two of Wands, which is possibilities. And you have Here and Now, which is a lovely card. Okay, so this is a very interesting pairing, because on one hand you have this very forward-looking energy that is able to see a wide view, a wide range of possibilities or avenues that you could take yourself down. This is having many choices, but also having the deep, like intuitive sense of which path is the right way for you to go. So I'm not seeing you being wishy-washy. I'm not seeing you having a hard time choosing this week. I see you being very decisive and very clear-eyed about what it is that you want to do and where you want to put your energy. On the other hand, you have the Here and Now card, which is you being rooted very firmly in the present. So this is you being very comfortable. You are at peace with what happened in the past, and you are also not overly concerned with what's going to happen in the future, which is quite a blessing, despite the fact that you have this very clear-eyed perspective about what can come for you in the future and being very decisive about what you want. You're also very much at peace with where you are right now, and maybe that's why you're having such a balanced outlook on what's coming into the future, because you're not like grasping at it, you know, you're not trying to manipulate it or hold on too tightly to a particular outcome. So this is a very wise energy that you have coming through here, fire signs. I'm very pleased that you have this energy. It's beautiful. So let's take a look at what else is coming in here for you for the upcoming week. Fire signs. Okay. So my guides are saying you need to have the balls to do something. Okay. So some of you are going to perhaps have something come up that is going to be, you know, either a risk and you're going to have to, you know, kind of have the guts to go forward with it, or you might have to say something to somebody that would normally give you pause and make you think twice before saying it. But whatever this is, it needs to be done or it needs to be said, and so you have to have the guts to do it. Okay. What else for fire signs? I'm seeing the need for you to keep certain things private. So there is something going on in your life, and it's like you don't want everybody to know about it. And so you're having to kind of like pull back a veil and keep certain aspects a little bit closer to your chest. You may have to work diligently at this. There may be people who are coming a little bit uncomfortably close to the truth or whatever this is, maybe poking around in your business. And so you'll have to be a little bit more protective of whatever it is that you don't want other people to know about or see at this time. For fire signs. Okay, so I'm seeing, again, it's linked to this Two of Wands card. It's this very clear sense of direction, but there's also like this, it's associated with a specific period of time that's coming through here. So there is something, this may be a project, and you know it's going to take from this period to that period, and it's like this little chunk or bite of time. And so I'm seeing you being aware of that and contemplating that, and you may be figuring out if you have the time to commit to that, if you can fit it into your schedule, and if it just fits in with your overall like master plan. Some of you are examining some stuff. It's interesting because we had the here and now, and the message that came through really strongly was that you're very content with where you are at this time. And yet I'm seeing you examining some skeletons in your closet. So there is still a little bit of past work that's coming through here for you this week. So anything that you feel that's been bugging you, I feel like you're just ready to like get rid of it, air it out. Like the past is in the past. Anything that's lingering, you just want to like put it to rest, let it go, and move forward, kind of like with a clean slate and a clear conscience. Final message for fire signs. Okay, so something I'm seeing is being turned upside down. I'm going to ask for clarity because I didn't get a really strong impression of what exactly this was. Clarification, please. Okay, so this is a way that you were doing something. I'm seeing almost like a manual or a rule book. It can be that, but whatever it is, it can be just a way that you were thinking about something that was quite set in stone, very rigid, and now suddenly perhaps you're having a change of heart and you're deciding to do things completely opposite from how you used to be doing. This can also be coming at you externally, so from outside of yourself, this sort of new paradigm coming through, like perhaps at work, maybe you did things X, Y, and Z way, and now you have to do it Z, Y, and X way, something like that. Okay, so things kind of being turned on their head, completely opposite to the way that they used to be. So hopefully those messages were helpful for you, fire signs. I hope you have a beautiful week. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you again soon. All right, water signs. So for this week, you have the Seven of Cups, which is projections, paired with Between Worlds. Oh, what an interesting pairing here. Something is definitely not as it seems. So this could be you feeling a certain way and then showing something completely different to everyone else. So perhaps you're feeling, for example, a little bit blue and unhappy, but you're putting on a mask and you're pretending that everything is okay and that you're, doing fine. It can be like that. This is showing two people in particular who are not being honest with one another. Okay, so what it is that they're projecting is not actually truly the way that they're feeling. Okay, so this can be being dishonest with yourself, or this could be being dishonest with others because you're not comfortable with sharing your true inner reality. Okay, this is causing you to feel like you're leading two separate lives. It's like you have your inner life and you have your outer life. You have what you only share with yourself and you have what you share with others. Okay, so there is this sense of not exactly Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but you know what I mean, a much less extreme version of that. Okay, so I'm going to ask for additional messages here from the crystal for water signs. What do water signs need to know for the upcoming week? Okay, so they're saying that you need to smash or crash through something. So there's something that needs to be basically destroyed, dismantled, blown apart. It can be the kind of energy that we were just talking about, or perhaps it's something else entirely, something that is just not sitting well with you, and you need to completely rework whatever this is. For water signs. Okay. As far as love life goes, so I'm seeing the need to really nurture. If you're in a relationship currently, I feel that it may be suffering a little bit. I'm seeing a rose, but it's a black rose. And so it's like there is love and romance, but it's like it's been frozen in time, or like put into a deep freezer, and kind of left alone in the cold. And so there's this sense of needing to kind of be very tender and nurture your relationship, nurture the love that you have, and kind of thaw things out. I feel like there's been like this deep freeze that's going on here. Maybe you're part of this, or maybe you're on the receiving end of this. It most likely is coming from both parties based on the cards that are coming up here. So what can you do to like really bring some new life into this? Okay, so take a situation that's very bland and black and white, and kind of regenerate it and infuse some multicolor into it. Okay. So an additional message for water signs. Okay, so I am seeing some blues. So feeling not quite yourself, perhaps feeling a little bit of sadness or depression is coming up here. I feel that this is associated with a particular situation. I don't feel that this is a general dissatisfaction with what's going on in your life. I feel like it is tied to one particular thing, and it does of course bleed into other aspects of your life, but if you can somehow work through this one thing, you'll find that everything else clears up almost effortlessly. For water signs. Okay, so again, I'm getting the sense that of something, I'll go back to that, I think it was the first message, something is not as it seems, because they're saying smoke and mirrors. So there may be something around you, going on around you, that you're having to work through what is actually reality, and what is all just sort of like a facade or for show. Okay, so you're going to have to really dig deep and use your intuition and feel your way through this. Because that's what you can rely on. It feels like your primary senses are maybe hoodwinked at this time. So it's almost like you can't quite believe what you're hearing, believe what you're seeing. You have to go with how you're feeling. Final message for water signs. Okay. So I'm seeing the need for you to play something safe and be very safe. So use caution, use good judgment. I'm hearing frugal. They're saying be frugal about things. And also try not to make too much of an extreme decision or rash judgments, all these kind of things are coming through. They're saying a lot of different things like that. So this has been a little bit of a heavier reading for you, water signs. I would like to pull an additional card for you because I feel like we need some happier energy. And I want to leave you with something a little bit more optimistic here. All right, so let's leave the water signs with some good vibes here. What can water signs look forward to for the upcoming week? Listening. Okay. Well, that's always good. So this is you feeling heard or being heard by someone. So again, I do feel that this is a very much a relationship driven week, and possibly a lot of your struggle or troubles being rooted in a relationship that you have with someone else, whether it's romantic or otherwise. And so listening, being a good listener yourself, offering your ear to another person, or asking this person to just stop, sit, and listen is going to go a long way to making things smoother, working out any of the kinks that are going on here, and ultimately will lead you to a resolution. So we have you transitioning here from this very gray, sort of dull kind of energy, and then there's this sharp delineation, and then you step back into this beautiful reality where you feel things are back to normal. You're appreciating all the beautiful colors and pleasures of life. Okay, so listening will be very important, and you may also receive messages from sources that you don't expect. That often comes through with this card. It can be lyrics from a song. It can be a conversation between two strangers in the grocery store that you overhear. Whatever it is, it may kind of like set off a light bulb in your head, and suddenly things click together, and it may give you the inspiration, an idea of how to get yourself feeling back to normal. That's what this week is about. It's about finding your mojo and getting back into your groove. So I hope that these messages were helpful for you, water signs. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a beautiful week. I hope that you find the color and are able to infuse that back into your life. So take care of yourself, and I will see you again soon.